Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another instant deck tech. So it's Wednesday, which means we're heading to Pioneer to check out this really sweet Simic deck. This is Simic Hydras, and it comes to us from Tamaki Takahiro, who took it to a top 8 finish in a small Japanese tournament. So congrats to Takahiro on a really sweet deck. And a quick reminder before we break down Simic Hydras for Pioneer. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see me into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So let's talk some Simic Hydras, starting with kind of the core of the deck. In Pioneer, one thing we've learned about the format is one of the best ways to play green creature decks is to start out with 8 1-mana mana dorks, Elvish Mystic, Llanowar Elves, and these cards let you get to 3 mana really quickly. So if you look at this deck, it's kind of a ramp-ish deck, but with its own unique twist. So what our deck really wants to do is play a 1-mana mana dork on turn 1, play a powerful 3-drop on turn number 2, maybe another ramping 3-drop even, and then be able to play a 5-drop on turn number 3, and then we're off to the races doing crazy things. So Elvish Mystic, Llanowar Elf start off our ramping curve, and that gets us to Lovestruck Beast, by far our most boring 3-drop. Just a good blocker. It can make a 1/1 for 1 and then a 5/5, which is a pretty big body on the battlefield. But our more exciting 3-drops are our ramp 3-drops. We have Kiora Behemoth Beckoner and Uro Titan of Nature's Wrath. So both of these cards theoretically put us +1 mana. Kiora can just untap a land. It can untap anything, but untapping a land turns it into a ramp spell. Uro draws this card, gains us a life, lets us put a land onto the battlefield, kind of like a super growth spiral. Our rampy 3-drops also work really well together. If we have Kiora out when we cast our Uro for just 3 mana, it's going to trigger Kiora to draw us a card, then it goes to the graveyard, so we're kind of drawing 2 off of Uro, and then we can escape it back into play later. So this gives us that curve we were talking about. 1-drop mana dork turn 1, 3-drop Accelerant on turn number 2, and that gets us to our fun stuff at the top end of our curve. We have some more planeswalkers. Tamiyo, Collector of Tales, does a couple of things, gets back pieces from the graveyard, also stocks our graveyard with cards with the +1, so we can have cards to escape our Uro into play, which is beneficial. And then we have Nissa, and I know Nissa, it's really good, it's even dominant, arguably, but it is a very powerful card, and it fits perfectly with our curve, and we do have a reason to play it. But Nissa is a great option. We go mana dork, 3-drop ramp spell, into Nissa as early as turn 3, start untapping lands, making tons and tons of mana, and when you see our big payoffs, the fact that we have all these planeswalkers will make a little bit more sense, because remember, we're playing Simic Hydras, not just random Simic ramps. So our Hydras, we have 2 here. Hydroid Crosses, you know this one from Standard. It is just super big, draws a bunch of cards, gains a bunch of life. With all of our ramp and with our Nissa to potentially double most of our mana, we can easily cast this X8, X10, refill our hand. But our most fun card, by far, is Bioessence Hydra. We have a lot of high loyalty planeswalkers in this deck. Kiora comes in with 7 loyalty. Both Tamiyo and Nissa go up to 6 loyalty. So when we cast Bioessence Hydra, it is going to be very easily a 10/10 trample that can grow more throughout the game as we get loyalty counters, and it's not impossible this is going to come into play at like 20 power. Even like, just think about this curve. Turn 1 we play Llanowar Elves, turn 2 we play Kiora, turn 3 we tick down Kiora, -1 loyalty to untap a land, play Bioessence Hydra. That's going to give us a 10/10 trample on turn 3. Pioneer decks are not built to deal with this. Bioessence Hydra dodges a lot of the removal in the format. You're not going to fatal push it or wild slash it or whatever. So that is our big payoff, this massive trampling Hydra to smash our opponent's face and close out the game, and that's the plan of the deck. Otherwise, Growth Spiral gives us a backup ramp spell, also cantrips and draws us a card. Mana base, we have a bunch of Simic dual lands, a bunch of basic lands weighted towards forest for Nissa purposes, and because we need untapped mana on 1 to be able to play our mana dorks. As far as the sideboard, Ether Gust, Mass Manipulation, give us some removal. Return to Nature deals with artifacts and enchantments. Shifting Ceratops tramples in and isn't counterable, so great in the control matchups, along with Mystical Dispute as a counterspell. And that is Simic Hydras for Pioneer. And that's been our instant deck tech for today. Oh yeah, also wanted to point out about this deck. If you had a big standard collection, you might have basically this entire deck. Llanowar Elves, Elvish Mystic, not legal in standard anymore. There's a handful of lands like Yavimaya Coast that are not legal in standard, but really almost this entire deck is standard legal, so you might just have these cards already sitting around ready to start Hydra stopping people in Pioneer. So anyway, that's Simic Hydras. That's better instant deck tech for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.